You're listening to the Student Revival Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Student Revival Podcast. I believe this is episode 6. Really excited that this is still going, but also a little bit bummed that it's still going so frequently because of quarantine. So that's not very fun, but hopefully this has been helpful or something that you can look forward to and has just been something to help you get through it. Anyway, this is episode 6. Last week I shared about our new kind of mission statement. We've always been experience, equip, engage, and we've just added some framework around that to help us understand a little bit more clearly what that means for us. And so last week I shared our full phrase is, our desire is to see you experience the heart of God, be equipped in the power of God, and be sent out to engage the world for the kingdom of God. And so today, week 2, we're going to talk all about equip. Last week, I explained what experience the heart of God means for us, that we want to encounter the presence of God and see transformed in the presence and all the other things that we want you to experience that we believe are part of the heart of God. And this week, I want to tell you what it means to us to see you equipped in the power of God. Now, the way I used to say this, it was a bit more wordy. I would say equipped in the power of God for life and for ministry, because I felt like sometimes when you hear, the power of God, you simply think of things like, getting prayer during ministry time and someone falls over, or doing power evangelism, or other power encounter sort of things, and those are absolutely the power of God. But I also believe that the power of God is bigger than just those like moments of power encounter, but that as we grow in understanding of who God is and grow in understanding kingdom principles, we start to see the power of God in our lives, where it might not be as big and flashy as I got knocked down in ministry time, but it might be more like, I prayed and, I trusted God and suddenly provision came that I didn't expect. And it didn't necessarily, sometimes it might, like money might manifest in your pocket, but also sometimes that might look like receiving a scholarship you didn't expect and things like that. But you knew that the power of God in your life looked like in Matthew 6:33, where it says, seek first the kingdom and all these things will be added to you. It looked like understanding the principle that as I pursue the kingdom, the power of God will meet me in my provision. And so that's kind of my heart behind it. So when we say equipped in the power of God, ultimately, one, I do believe that our schools and our communities, they need teenagers like you running around, releasing the power of God in those moments of get knocked down at your locker. I'm going to share a prophetic word. I'm going to pray for healing, and people are going to get healed. One of my dreams is that, we would have students moving in the power just so well that it just becomes part of the culture at school that, the athletes come to you to get healed. They go see the trainer and, they get wrapped up or whatever, but then they receive prayer and they're back on the field ready to go. That people in hallways, like they're being just like randomly prophetically encouraged because you're there sharing the heart of God for them, that you are there walking in the power of God, and releasing that into their lives. And so I really want to see students equipped in that sense, but also I want to see you equipped to understand how the kingdom works, to understand kingdom provision and kingdom relationship, and those things are also the power of God. That is that's the power of God for life. Where like I said earlier, it's not necessarily those big dramatic moments, but it's just this is like my lifestyle that I live in the power of God, and so equipping. It is for those ministry moments, but it's also for life, that this just becomes normal. And honestly, that those ministry moments and life would just kind of get merged together, and that's just life. that's just how you live your life, that it's normal that when you walk into homeroom, you get a prophetic word for somebody. And it's not just this like big moment where you're like, wow, God just spoke to me. Like that's cool early on. But really, like, what we want to see is that just becomes so normal in your life that you're like expecting it. That you show up to school and it's not so much of a risk for you to prophesy for your locker neighbor, or it's not weird when you walk into a room and you feel like you immediately get a word of knowledge for your teacher or the person sitting next to you. Like these things just become part of your life that you can walk in. Well, that's really all I have to say on this. I didn't put any notes in front of me. I'm just trying to do these 3 weeks just straight from the heart. So hopefully that was clear. I feel like it was a little bit jumbled, but rewatch it or something, and I'm sure you'll get something out of it. But yeah, hopefully you guys are hanging in there. Can't wait. I feel like this thing is about to end. Like we're in the last days of quarantine, so I can't wait for us all to be back together, and it's going to be really awesome. We'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss when our weekly podcast and other videos that we do come out.